Welcome to your extended forecast. I'm meteorologist Bella Grace. We're looking at an extended dry period that's been sitting over us right here in Arkansas and Oklahoma. And it's Thursday, which means we have our brand new drought monitor out. And you can see a lot of spots across the U.S. are feeling exceptionally dry this fall. If we take a zoom in on us right here at home, what we're seeing is a bit of increase in those drought conditions in northwest Arkansas as we go further into these drier and drier days. We're just not getting relief from that, so things are only worsening for us, especially in northwest Arkansas, but we are seeing those drought conditions continue to trek south into the river valley as well, so we are all feeling the effects of this, and we're definitely seeing it out there. One of the effects that we're continuing to see are these high levels of wildfire danger. Those are across all of our Arkansas counties, holding off in Oklahoma, but still things are extremely dry. We're also watching for those burn bans across almost all of our counties except for Scott, LaFleur, and Sequoia. Those spots are feeling a little bit more moist, so we should be fine there. But the rest of us watching for those burn bans. And why is that? Well, because the fire weather hazards are so high. Things are all dry outside. A single spark could set off expansive fire. So we are under those burn bans for a reason. They will help us out in the long run because we're just not getting relief from our really dry conditions, our droughts. Only worsening this fall. We are seeing a slight chance of some showers, some sprinkles, if you will, trying to move into our Oklahoma counties later on today, mostly overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. We're watching for those. Not many of them making it across the state line into Arkansas. We're going to see them try. The clouds will move over, but they kind of fizzle out in the way of rain as they start to cross that state line. We're just feeling so dry. We don't have enough moisture in the atmosphere, even so high up, to really facilitate these showers that are trying to move in. Could we see a stray shower, an isolated sprinkle or two move into northwest Arkansas or the river valley? It's possible, but a lot of them are just drying off as they try to move in. Even tomorrow morning, as those showers start to fizzle out, we're still getting a chance for them in LaFleur and Sequoia County, mostly missing us here in Five Country. Here's a look at what we're expecting. You can see those clouds trying to move in. They might bring a sprinkle or two, and you can see them trying to pop up over Oklahoma, over Tulsa, just to our west, but they don't seem to be making it our way. You can see them really just holding off, and I wish we could just pull it over a little bit, have them sit over us, because even that little bit of a sprinkle would be helpful, and we could see a little isolated sprinkle or two trying to move their way in, but a majority of those rain showers holding off to our west. So we won't get a whole bunch of rain from that, maybe trace amounts, not even likely. We're going to get a little sprinkle and it evaporates very quickly because we are so dry. We will see the clouds come in with this tomorrow. We're more likely to see some partly cloudy skies, at least in the morning, as we see this disturbance over Oklahoma kind of fizzle out, bring those showers in and kind of dry them out as they move into Arkansas. But by the afternoon, we're right back to our clear skies. You're not going to see too much in the way of clouds for the evening hours because things are heating up. If we take a look at our temperatures on Saturday, this is into our weekend, so we're looking ahead. We're expecting these temperatures to try to push close to record highs. On Saturday in Fayetteville, you can see our record high set for both Fayetteville and Fort Smith, set in 1963. Fayetteville, that record is 90 degrees, and we're forecast to hit that 90, match that record in Fayetteville. In Fort Smith, we're more likely to stay just below record highs at about 93, with our record being 95. It's a 2-degree difference. If we get a little bit warmer, we may match that in some spots, but a majority of us going to stay just below record-breaking marks. In Fayetteville, or northwest Arkansas as a whole, rather, we have a better chance of matching, if not exceeding, those record temperatures because it is going to be a hot one. You can see that we're continuing to heat up into the weekend until things switch on us. We're going to get some nice, very cold air to come in next week. When that starts to push in, seems like we're going to start to see that on Sunday on a cold front that's going to head down. You can see the low pressure trying to trek south into our area. It's taken its time, so it's not quite as strong on Saturday, but we are going to start getting that northern flow, both because of this low pressure as well as the high pressure that's going to start pushing off to our west, further into the southwest. We're going to get some northern air from that, starts pushing down, and some nice cold air for the start of next week. And you can see how deep that low pressure system really is as it settles over our eastern side, the eastern U.S. It's a deep area of nice cold air. So we're going to try to continue pulling a lot of that cold air into our area as we go throughout the week. Next week, and even as high pressure tries to build back up off to our west, you can see another area of cold air trying to really displace it. Later next week, we're likely to see another round of cold air that comes in, and hopefully this time brings a little bit of rain, but we're a long way out from that. What we are watching for in the next day or so are some increasing wind gusts. We are seeing that tomorrow in the morning. We could see up to about 15 miles per hour. Now that's not super strong. We are watching that with the boundary that's bringing in a lot of the rain overnight tonight, really building up our winds a little bit more, still coming in from our south, so we're still going to be heating up, but we could get a strong gust or two on Friday to come in closer to 20 miles per hour. Those will be brief. A majority of our winds going to stay mostly calm for Friday. It's not until Saturday rolls around that we really start to see a few more of those stronger winds build up and stay overhead. Even in the overnight hours from Friday into Saturday, we're going to start to see closer to 15-mile-per-hour winds in northwest Arkansas. Those will trek south as we go a little bit later into the weekend with some strong and gusty winds along our cold front that will eventually slip in. We are still staying slightly above average. Even as we get those cooler temperatures to come in, we're going to warm up pretty quickly back towards our average. So once we normal out, it's going to be slightly above average because we've been so hot. Good news is in the future, we are looking to get a little bit more in the way of rain, and that should help us get at least closer to normal for our amount of rain that we're getting. Still very dry off to our east, so we're keeping our eyes on that. But you can see tons of sunshine even after the cold front comes through on Sunday. Things are staying mostly dry. We're not looking at a bunch of rain chances that we usually see with cold fronts. This is another dry cold front, not what we want to see at this time with our worsening drought conditions. But if you take a sneak peek further into the forecast, that 10-day forecast, about 9 to 10 days away from now, we are looking at a little bit of rain likely to move into our area. Now that's that second cold front I was talking about that we're seeing hints of for much later in the week. Next week could bring a good batch of rain for us. Hopefully that continues to build and we get a good soaking rain by the weekend after this one. Until then, we've got nice cool temperatures moving in for next week, tons of sunshine. You can see we're going to drop into the 60s in northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, likely to stay in the 70s, but working back towards those high 70s by the later portion of the week. Looking forward to a little bit of rain possibly making its way into the forecast. That's been your extended forecast. I'm meteorologist Bella Grace.